Hey family, how you guys doing? I hope you had a great day today and things are going well for you, or having a great day and things are going well for you. This is Dr. Rivers again, better known as Anthony L. Hey, I just want to once again encourage you to keep it on, man. You know, keep pushing forward towards your goals, trying to be the best version of yourself. Also, if you have not already done so, please go ahead and hit subscribe. You're going to help us grow the channel. It'll really help us with this platform that we have. We're trying to really reach as many people as we can, trying to help you guys just once again become the best version of yourself. And as well, if you like the videos, that's to help us as well. To go ahead and hit like, leave a comment. If you guys want to contact us directly, you can reach us at Chestnut Street Speakers at gmail.com. Chestnut Street Speakers at gmail.com. If you do that, that's going to help us understand what's going on in your world. We can go back and forth. That's what if you're looking for somebody to come speak at an event as well. You can reach us at Chestnut Street Speakers, and we will get back with you and set something up for sure. Hey, today I want to talk about coping. You know, no matter where you come from, no matter how much money is in your bank account, whether you're white or black, whether you are Christian or Hindi, no matter who you are, where you live, in the north or the south, if you're breathing, then most likely you deal with stress. And there's different ways for us to really cope with stress. But I came across this website that's called Good Therapy, goodtherapy.org, and they talk about coping mechanisms, and which I thought was good to just go over with you guys today. And they actually define a coping mechanism as coping mechanisms are the strategies people often use in the face of stress and or trauma to help manage pain or difficult emotions. Let me repeat that. Coping mechanisms are the strategies people often use in the face of stress and or trauma to help manage painful or difficult emotions. So it's what we do to kind of help us go back from where we once were. Let's say if this is going to be normal, right? Something happens and it kind of drops us below that. Then those coping skills help puts us right back to where we were before. So they're really, truly helpful. But sometimes we can engage in things that actually makes us go deeper into our traumas or deeper into the stress that's already being caused. And we don't want to have to deal with that. So I want you to understand those things that in the psychology world, we will say maladaptive. So those things that are being maladaptive, which is going to, again, kind of set you back further than what you've already are, but things that's really going to help you push you forward. And in this article, they begin to talk about, again, this is goodtherapy.org, and this is on coping mechanisms. And one of the things they highlight is the difference between coping mechanisms and defense mechanisms. Coping mechanisms and defense mechanisms. When we talk about defense mechanisms, they talk about how this is mostly occur on the unconscious level, and people are generally unaware that they are using them. So defense mechanisms might be things like black and white thinking, where you think things either this way or that way, or personalization, which is like if anything negative happens in your life, then you attribute to something that you've done. Those things are more defense mechanism. You're unaware that you're doing it, but it's kind of your general way of dealing with stress. Then you have coping mechanisms, which again, things that are used to manage external situations that is creating problems for the individual. And these things are situations that we're aware of, that you're aware of. So most of the time you'll be aware that you're doing some of these situations. So they talk about a lot of different types of coping skills. And one of the things they talk about that I thought was fabulous was support. We all need somebody. So support. So if you're going through something and you're really stressed out, you can find somebody around you that's going to help you. Through that, to reach out for support. Sometimes when we're stressed out or we're going through some things, we may not really want to talk to anybody or reach out to anybody, but being able to do so is going to help us, even if it's just a little bit, to take a step further in the right direction. So I would encourage you guys to just make sure that you're reaching out for people in support. The next thing I would encourage you to do is this in the area of coping skills is relaxation. Relaxation. Sometimes just being able to take a nap when you're stressed out or go on a little small weekend getaway somewhere. Just that way you can just free your mind. It's amazing to me when I'm at the beach how it's like after about 2 or 3 days being on vacation or a beach vacation, I'm able to just kind of stop and relax and think, and my body feels so much different. I don't feel so tense and so tight. So being able to just absolutely relax. One of the things we have in our home is a hot tub, and that really just kind of helps us. We'll jump in the hot tub, and that helps just relax us and just, take our body down from all of the stress. So whatever you choose to use to relax, I would encourage you to make sure you do so and use it not just as something you do every now and then, but incorporate it into your weekly lifestyle so that way you are able to use it as a way to cope and to deal with stress. Another thing they talked about in this article is problem solving. So being able to have a system upon which you make decisions or you solve problems. Sometimes we can have stress because we're so impulsive or we're just winging it, right? So some problems are really difficult to just wing. So being able to have some type of system that you use in solving problems is really going to be encouraging for you. Humor is another thing they encourage us to use as a coping skill. I love humor. Sometimes we just take everything too serious and making a joke about it and being able to laugh it's actually very helpful for us. So being able to just smile, make a joke about something, look at something from a different perspective, it's really encouraging. They also talked about physical activity and being able to go out and just do something. When it's in Ohio right now, it's really gray and cold and rainy and things like that. But when it's really sunny outside, you can just get out and take a walk, or even if it's like this, just get out and take a walk. Because some people out there like this kind of weather. Not me, but there's some people out there that like this kind of weather. But being able to get out, take a hike, whatever the case may be, and just get out your normal routine and engage in some type of physical activity can really does something for your brain and your endorphins. They kind of help get things moving and get you to feeling a whole lot better. They also had a number of different things that they thought that they listed in this particular article that talked about ways to things to not do when you're stressed out. And one of the things that encourages us to kind of stay away from is escaping. Because sometimes we can escape, meaning that we just want to, either put it on the shelf, put a box in it, put our stress in a box, put it on the shelf, and just don't deal with it anymore, or just like hide from people, go into like not calling people back or not reaching out, just escaping. So they encourage us to not do that when you're stressed out. Also, the other one they talked about was unhealthy self-soothing. Sometimes self-soothing is the things we do to help calm ourselves down. And unhealthy ways would be if you have any type of addictions to any type of substances or things like that, any type of drinks or anything like that. That might be an unhealthy way of dealing with your stress. Numbing is another way. Numbing is when you get to the point where you just don't feel anything. You just emotionally shut down. That's a very unhealthy way of doing it. In fact, some people become so numb that they begin to cut themselves, and it kind of helps them feel. So if you know some people that are doing that, that's an extremely unhealthy way of trying to cope with stress. Get them help if you can, for sure. And the last one that they talked about was compulsions and risk taking. It's one of those things where people go out and just have these different compulsions to do things over and over again, or risk taking is trying to do things that kind of like gives them more adrenaline so that way they can feel the way they want to feel. But that's an extremely unhealthy way of coping. There's so many ways. If these things aren't up to your doesn't in your wheelhouse, then you can go ahead and Google like 99 ways of coping. They'll give you a list of literally 99 things to do. It's so many things out there on the internet. Go ahead and just, type in coping skills. If you're a parent and your kids are struggling with having to cope with stress with school or some type of after school activities, go ahead and put in coping skills for kids. And it kind of helps with that as well. There's coping skills for adults that can help you as well. So put that in to kind of help you really deal with stress and anxiety and whatever other negative emotion that can help you, that you can help yourself, deal with, so that way you can get to another place in your life. Hey, remember, this is Dr. Rivers, Anthony L. I love you and you matter. But before you go, make sure you click subscribe, all right? Till next time.
Chestnut Street.